Business Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Che, and I support people in building and scaling their small businesses through weekly business automation masterminds and one on one mentorships. And the reason for this is I really believe as entrepreneurs, we can't be doing everything alone. And when business processes are really set up, we get to stay in our zones of genius. And I am here with Shayna Hargens, who is a motivational speaker, a coach, and author of the book Anchoring Amidst. And she's helping women anchor that chaos and return to their God given identity with confidence and resilience. Welcome, Shayna.
Thank you so much for having me, Joe.
Yeah, I'm excited. And the name of your LLC is the Connection Queen. And often on stages, I get introduced as the connection expert with the connection map and my other podcast called The Connection. So I'm really excited for this alignment. I really believe it's come together. And just talking before the show, I think there's a lot of interesting things. And the first one is I really like this methodology that I haven't heard of before called the Align method. What is the Align method?
Yes, I would first say that I'm a planning expert, if I could call it that. I like to take what we have in front of us and say, how do we work with this? Everything is different, right? Like you were raised different than me. You have different experiences and you have this vision that God has given you. Where are we going to take that? And so when we align, and now sometimes that word is overused, right? But when we
I overuse
align and actually take so when we take these elements, and I'll list them off for you. I wrote them down just so I wouldn't have them out of order or something like that because I get excited, right? So align in a planning method is these 5 elements, and that is to anchor in your priorities, to list things with intention, create lists with intention, to integrate your relationships, connection, to guard your open space, and to nurture your daily confidence. That's the align method. And when we use those elements, we can plug them into any planner, any plan, any area of life, chaos, business that is creating that little intermingling. We can get stuff done.
I love that. I mean, with my business automation masterminds, I really love this idea of doing things practically, easily, organization. Like I'm really good at those masculine structures, neurodivergent. So like really, that's what I'm good at, and I love supporting people in that so they can really stay in their flow. So Shayna, let's break these down one at a time. So the first one in a line is anchor in priorities. So tell me about that.
Really, it's about what you're going to keep for this season and what you're going to set down.
Hmm.
And from there, you can make your lists for your day. You can make your lists for the week, the month, the season, but we know what our focus is. I had a friend that did something similar where she was like, okay, this month is the month I focus on X, right?
Hmm.
So now, hey, if that doesn't fit in that box, that's what we set down.
Yeah, so important. So then we have L, which is let's see, which one? List with intention.
So when we list with intention, there's actually a few elements that I teach within this because neurodivergent have the list, check the thing off, right? Like it can really get to be this big thing. My husband always makes fun of me. He goes, "Are you writing a list?" after we have a conversation. And but really we can't work from a really big list. We can't work and take action like super zoomed out. A list helps us zoom in, whether it's on the day, the week, the month, the priority, the project. But having your lists and knowing what they're for I actually teach a workshop that helps you master all of these in really quick form, right? Because they are they're kind of generic, but they fit in your plan no matter what direction you're going. And so we break down just the different types of lists, whether, and actually like what the experts do with their lists. So that's lists.
Yeah, for me, I've learned when my lists are too long, I feel overwhelmed. So something I've been doing for a ton of years in my businesses, and I work with my employees and those I do mentorships with, is every time you have an idea of something you need to do, you just put it in the bucket list, the to-do list. And then every day or the night before or the morning or whenever feels good for you, you go through those and you take out the ones that are actually going to move the needle forward. So you only pick two or three, and those go on the to-do today list. And that's it. You don't look anyplace else. If you have a new idea, you throw it in the big bucket list and you prioritize it. And then I find, because we tend to do the things on our list that is the most on fire or the newest idea that we have. And many times they're not the best thing to work on for your business to serve others or to serve yourself. So I love the listing with priorities. So now let's go to the next one, which is integrate relationships, the I.
Yes. Yes. When we take time with our human connections, whether it's, so I teach syncing your sisterhood and knowing that, okay, in this season, these are the people I need around me. So then when we take intentionality behind that and say, okay, how do I fit so and so because of her energy, her moxie, her success, whatever? How do I fit her in my day, week, or month? Right? And okay, I'm going to learn this skill from this other person. How do I fit that in? I'm going to listen to Joe's podcast because it fills me up. Where do I fit that in? All those connections, all those relationships that are pushing you towards what it is that you're looking for or that you're striving for, that vision, how do you fit that in? Because really, ultimately, relationships is connection. And if you're connecting it to your vision, you're going to get more stuff done.
Not only that, but it's truly our connections that actually create more business and keep us aligned, right? Like, how many times, if we were to look at how much money we put into advertising and cold advertising, right? And then how often are we getting our best clients or money from just talking to people from an authentic place and be like, oh, I'm working on this business automation mastermind. And it's like, I'm really excited about it because we're supporting each other and saving all this time. You know, a lot of clients are coming through our authentic relationships. And when we go to networking, I've also noticed it's better, instead of trying to like network to sell, network for people and the connections. And then generally, just naturally, it flows better and it feels more right.
Absolutely.
All right, what do we got next? Integrate, and then we got, that's our I. So then we have our G, guard open space. I'm following along in my notes.
Yes. So this is two piece. So you have the, it could be multifaceted. So when we have open space, we have open space on our calendar. We have open space in our heart. And we have open space just in the creativity of abundance. And so a friend of mine said to me once, the universe fills voids, right? So if you leave something open, it's going to be filled. So we need to guard it. We need to declare what it is that goes there. So, Joe, when we sat down, I picked a space, an open space on your calendar,
Yeah.
right? And so what do you do with the rest of that, right? You guard that in some way. You say, okay, if this space isn't filled, this is what happens, right? So you're creating a formula that says, if this, then that. And so doing that in your open space on your calendar, as example one, you also have notes. You also have the blank page on a notebook. You also have that blank canvas when you're writing that email newsletter, right? And so when we guard that, when we set intention to it, it takes on that life of its own. It puts legs on it towards your vision. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one of my biggest issues is when I don't guard my open space and people, they message, oh, let's get together one on one for coffee. And I love that person. I'm interested. I love connecting with them, but it takes up a lot of my time and it's really hard for me to say no. I love people, I love connection, and when I do that, I don't guard my open space. I don't give myself enough time to go to the gym or spend time with my close loved ones or just sit there and, pet my Maine Coon kitty cat. Sometimes I just like when I don't guard that, it just always fills up. So I'm getting better at saying no and being like, what's important to me? What do I want to be doing in my business, in my relationships, in my friendships? And then I try to find ways uh, to do things that feel good. So instead of saying, okay, hey, I'm not available for a coffee one on one, but I have this connection dinner that I do every couple of weeks. Why don't you come to that? And then it's a way to sort of get that connection in a larger space. Because if you did, if instead of having 24 one on one hour and a half sessions, I now have a couple hours, I get to drop in, catch up, see who I'm the most resonant with, and then if there's something really interesting there that we can both serve each other, then we'll go into more of a one-on-one space. But yeah, I'm terrible at guarding my open space. And I'm trying to get better at it. And it's like someone's like, "Oh, I need help with this business project." I'm like, "Great, I'm happy to help you. I know I can serve you." And so how do we do that? So how do you guard your open space, Shayna?
Well, I think you answered that. You go back to the first two, you anchor in your priorities, and you list with
Mm,
intention. And so
mm,
when you have that open space, you can refer back to your list.
mm,
For women, we're a little more cyclical. We're a little more um, we ebb and flow a lot more than men. You had brought up the word consistency,
yeah.
and women, we end up burning out on consistency, but we thrive in rhythms, in cycles. And so when it comes to lists, I teach to have six things that we've pulled up out of the big list, right? The
Mm,
six things that we've pulled to the front, and then you feel your way through them. So if you only get two done today, you still know the four things you're going to have on your list tomorrow.
mm.
So
Interesting.
you're rolling that through. Yeah. And so then especially as you're going from day to day and like you had this thing pop up, you had what have you, when you're rolling a list to the next day, then you have the opportunity to sit there, connect with that list and say, "Hey, this is what I feel like is going to work today." And especially as women, we we like to feel. And
Mm,
so when we have that list, we can feel our way through the week, but still know we're getting stuff done, even if it is two of the six things that day. We need that grace and we
mm.
need that rhythm.
You know, I primarily mentor women, and in business, and there's four reasons. One of them is they just tend to be more heart centered and impactful in their businesses. Another one is in New York, I just saw this inequality, so I made a commitment to it. The third is because of my neurodivergence and masculinity, I can just serve better with the back end systems and the automations and stuff. But the fourth one is that I just am jealous and really inspired by the way women can be in flow, and they're just like, they move and they feel the right thing. And it's such a powerful tool that I'm trying to learn better and better of just being like, what do I feel like doing? As opposed to, this is what I think I need to get done. Right. So, yeah, I really think it's beautiful to feel your way through your task list. I wonder how that works out. I would be very curious to see some studies. I don't know if there's any of that were those that like took the priorities on the highest money and what's going to have the best impact, and then took that same list and someone else is feeling what they should do at that moment. And I wonder what would come out of that. I suspect actually, because usually when we feel, we're more excited about it and it feels right, and we're getting messages from the universe and from God to do the thing. So I wonder if that would actually take us much farther along in our businesses.
I think that study would be a very unfair, unskewed, unbiased, very biased. Like, it would be a terrible study, but you would still see results.
As more
I just hear this
curiosity.
and I'm like, so it's so funny to hear that because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I literally I work early mornings. My husband is a logger, so his alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning or earlier. So I have some time in the morning till baby wakes up, and then I work at nap time. Like, I don't have it's a different kind of luxury, right? Like, I get to be home, I get to be present, but I got to get stuff done too. And so I just giggle, because the next woman is going to be someone who goes to the office and plugs in for those 8 hours, and she's still a woman. That's the thing. And so it just makes me giggle when you say that. I'm like, I wonder what that study would bring up.
I mean, it would be hard. That would be hard to do a double blind control on
Yeah.
that. And it's just more of a curiosity. And, I've been playing with that more in my life, is like when an idea comes, and it feels like, wow, I should do this, I try to do it. And then I question with my ADHD brain. I've also noticed that when I do all the things that I want to do in the moment, sometimes I'm all over the place, right? And I'm not getting done that high priority item that's actually going to move the needle forward. So I'm not really sure exactly where the balance is on that, but it's probably someplace in between.
Well, I have two book suggestions for you.
Great. Let's hear them.
All right. So the first, to learn how to trust yourself and follow those feelings and then still be able to get stuff done, but have that fulfillment, would be Promptings by Cody Bateman.
Promptings. Okay.
Yep. And then the second is Miracles Happen by Mary Kay Ash.
Mary Kate, like the twins from that TV show? Oh, okay.
Nope, Mary Kay Ash from Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Oh, interesting. Well, thank you for that. I'm
Yep.
going to put them on. That prompting sounds very interesting to me. And speaking of books, you have a book out. How long ago did it come out? Do you have a copy you can show us?
Uh, I do.
Yeah.
It has been live for a whole week.
Woo! Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
Congratulations. Exciting.
yes.
Let's
Yep.
see it.
So that is Anchoring Amidst, the soul fortifying, confidence building journey, daily guided journey into graceful resilience in a crumbling world.
Wow. Great title. I love it.
Yes.
And why should someone read it?
Well, I knew you would ask me that question because I've had that question a lot, honestly. But it's interesting because this is a journey of rebuilding, it's a journey of revival to a sustainable and actionable confidence to where women can take this and it's going to subliminally teach them and fortify them into someone who just takes action because that's who they are and that's the vision that they're set towards, right? So I want to just read the promise from here.
Great. I love it.
All right, so the promise is that you will be rooted in your beliefs, affirmed by your new narrative, slowed to see the beauty around you, reminded of where you are coming from and where you are headed, gracious in your pursuit, and held by your intentional thoughts and actions. And so every day is a simple prompt based around those 6 pillars that's going to stack and fortify who it is that's inside of you that can be lived out every single day.
Beautiful, Shayna. I love that. That's a great reason. That's a big promise. I have my first book coming out in a month and a half. I'm excited for it. Have you done the audiobook yet? I haven't started my audiobook yet.
You know, I literally, because this is a guided journal, I wrote an opening letter and a closing letter. Everything
Ah,
else is the words that you have within you.
beautiful. Love that.
Yep. Yeah.
Shayna, thank you so much. As we're coming to a close, I have to say, I understand why you're the connection queen. I feel very connected to you. Feel your warmth, and you're very good at that. So I appreciate that. And for those listening, if you want to find Shayna, it's shaynahargens.com, and you can go to /resources, SHAINAHARGENS. I'll put it in the show notes. And on Instagram, it's Shayna Hargens, same spelling. And please, we both love
Yes.
connection. So if any of this resonates with you, reach out to us directly. I answer all my messages personally. I love to hear where you are in your journey. If there's any ways I can support you in your business and these weekly masterminds or anything of the sort. And it's always great to feel those that are listening, and it really means a lot when people message. So give it a heart, give it a like, give it a follow, give it whatever, give us some love, read the books, and stay connected. Shayna, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you so much, Joe.
All right, everyone have a good night.